get a lot of questions from teachers about how to create an online course or how to start a new stream of income. And so today I wanted to come and talk about this because I'm really passionate around helping independent music teachers and online education people like you guys, to build better businesses and to build businesses that allow you to, get things that you need, right? To build a business that's going to support your life, that's to build a business that's going to make you happy. And so, one of the things that a lot of people come to me with is, hey, I would like to start a passive income stream in my business. And I get it. I do. The idea of being able to create something that, you know, kind of breaks away from this time is money model that is the service industry, and that's what we have, right? That can be very appealing because there are only so many hours in the day, and especially if you serve K through 12 students, am I right? So it seems like a good solution if you have filled up your hours, those after school hours. It seems like a good solution to start some kind of a passive income that you can use in order to, meet the income goals that you have. Here's the thing. Passive income is a lie. And so today what I wanted to do is to talk about, okay, what do we do if we do have an idea to launch some type of a new income stream in our studio? What are some of the things that we can do beforehand? Some of the questions that we can ask ourselves that are going to give us a little bit more clarity around what does it mean to start a new income stream. And so today I'm really excited to chat through this topic because I think it's something that a lot of coaches and experts out there kind of avoid since it, this topic requires us to get a little bit deeper than here is how you create an online course, right? Or here is how you launch a new workshop series. So today we're going to dive into a lot of ideas and a lot of questions that are going to allow you to find some clarity around the direction that you might want to go. Because the answer to I need more income is not always I need to add another income stream. So I hope that you're ready to learn out loud with me because this is something I'm really passionate about. And I'm very excited to share this topic with you all. But before we do that, I am going to disappear for just a hot second. We're going to play some intro music, and I'm going to check some of the links to make sure that all the lives are going live. So while I'm gone, please be sure to say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and I will be right back. I wish y'all could see what happens behind the scenes when I'm doing this because it's like a crazy scramble. Anyway, so let's get to the topic of the day. So the topic is we're going to be digging into what you need to know before you consider diversifying your income streams in your music teaching business. And you guys can't see, but Bjorn is right off screen. Maybe if y'all call for him, he'll come over to say hello. That's my super fuzzy black cat for those of you who are new. All right, speaking of those of you who are new, hi, welcome. My name is Sara Campbell, and I am a business strategist, mindset, and marketing coach for independent music teachers just like you. And I go live here at Savvy Music Studio on Wednesdays where we talk about all of those topics, business strategies, how we can run our businesses better, smoother, stronger, yada, yada. And, the mindset stuff that we need in order to make that happen. And of course, all things marketing, because that's kind of my happy space. So we're going to be talking about all those things. And before we get into it, we're going to do some quick housekeeping. We're going to make sure that all the streams are going the way they're supposed to. It looks like we're fine. We're over live on my personal page. We're also live on YouTube. Hey there, YouTube. And Hooray, we are live on Instagram. All right, sweet. So the topic is what to know before you diversify income streams. And I have set up the Savvy Sara bot, so she is ready to deliver the things to you. If you would like to get a hold of the notes from today and links that will allow you to sign up for notifications, we do have a chatbot that delivers text messages with links to these live broadcasts so that you don't have to like search around for them. We also send them out via email as well. So if you put the word stream down below, that should say A, not Ann. If you put that down below, if you are watching on Facebook or Instagram, put that down below and the bot will deliver it to you. If you are watching on YouTube, you're going to look into the live stream discussion, or also inside of the description down below this video. Look for the link there, and you should be good to go. All right, so let's get to this. Oh, hey, and if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do that. It'd be cool. All right, so let's get to the goods here today. And we're going to make sure that we get all these points covered. Okay, I see a lot of people putting down stream down below. Hey there, Kara. Your name is new to me. Nice to see you. Hey, Douglas, Seth, you've been commenting some really cool things on the page lately. I know I need to get back to you about some of those things. Hey, Christine. Hey, Laura. Okay, great. This is good stuff. Hey there, Susan, Julie, Pete, all the good people. Christina's tuning in from very chilly but sunny Detroit. Yes, it is chilly and sunny here in Western PA as well, but I'm just very glad that it's no longer snowing. We did get a little, like a hot second of snow on Monday, which I was very not happy about. Okay, so let me provide some background to this topic, and then we're going to go through 5 different questions that I typically will use with one-on-one coaching clients. And these are questions that we use to kind of think through, what is it that we are trying to do? So background on this. Last week, if you all are connected with me on Facebook on my personal profile, you saw that I posted a rather lengthy rant about my thoughts around the phrase passive income and the way that some coaches, not all, certainly not all, the way that some coaches and experts in the independent music teacher realm use the phrase passive income as a marketing ploy, right? To say that, hey, if you follow my program, you'll be able to create, passive income. You'll be able to get, $5,000 more a month, etc. That sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Like, who would not want like $5,000 more a month if it's passive? I get that. Here's the deal. If you really dig into the concept of passive income, there are very few ways to make passive income, none of which are things like online courses, writing books, creating digital resources, etc. The things that we typically go to as music teachers, because we are educators at heart, right? And the reason we may want to create a new income stream using the skills that we have is because we are passionate about helping people. We're passionate about, educating and helping people to become better musicians, etc. That's fabulous. And I do want to preface this conversation, my opinion, by saying that I am all for creating new income streams, but I am not going to tell you that they're passive. And I am going to make sure that before we do anything like that, before we start considering diversifying our income streams, that we do it very smartly, and that we consider all of the possibilities, right? Yes. Okay. See there, Julie is saying like there's no such thing as passive. It is hard work and it takes time. Amen and amen. So let me make sure. Okay. Hey there. Those who are watching on Instagram, be sure to say hello. Instagrammers, if you drop the word, what is it? Stream, will get you the things that you need today. So back to, kind of framing this conversation and why we're having it, right? why is it that passive income is not really a thing in our industry? Well, one of my colleagues, Catherine, mentioned this in my rant that I posted, and I should say, if you have not read the rant and you would like to get a hold of that rant, just pop the word rant down below, and I'll send it to you in a private message. It's had some really cool conversation threads on it, and I think it's really interesting. So one of the things that Catherine said in response to my rant about the lie of passive income is she said this, and I'm going to read it verbatim. She said, what we offer is for a small niche audience. Okay, when she's talking about creating different income streams. Music lessons, particularly voice lessons, this is a voice teacher, are not for everyone. I think that can be said for, other things as well. Guitar lessons are not for everyone, oboe lessons are not for everyone, etc. And then she continued, and that really limits the amount of money we can make from some of these not so passive alternate revenue streams. And here is why, right? And then we're going to get into, hey, what are some of those coaching questions that you would ask? Okay. In order to launch a successful, new income stream, I want you to think of this like opening a new section of your business in a physical space, right? And I mention this because I think that with a lot of the online ways to diversify your income, like with an online course, with an ebook, etc., we think of those as being less costly, right? Because there aren't physical things that you need to create in order to start that new stream of income. Now, I just want you to think about it in terms of if the stream was, hey, I'm going to open a brick and mortar store. So let's kind of frame it that way. If you're going to open a new part of your business, a new location for your studio, there are going to be costs involved, right? Obviously, you got rent, you got insurances, you got to get some instruments, etc. Well, starting a new stream of income in an online space is very similar, but we often don't see the costs that are involved in that and things like that. So back to what Catherine had said. She said, this is a very niche audience that we're offering things for, and I believe that, right? It's not like we're selling social media templates or something like that. That can go to a very wide audience. I mentioned that. We are selling something that already in our industry, we are serving a niche audience. Only certain types of people are going to want to learn how to sing musical theater. Only certain types of people are going to want to learn how to do jazz improv on the piano. So we already have a smaller audience base that we are drawing from. And so if you are going to create an alternate revenue stream, we need to get very clear on things. So we're going to go through those 5 things right here. I see Julie has put the word rant down below. Oh, Julie, I think you're really going to like this one. So I'll make sure to reach that out to you. Okay, so here are the 5 things that we're going to look at. First and foremost, what I'm actually hearing when somebody comes to me and says, I would like to create a passive income stream, I'm hearing a couple of things. One, I'm hearing, I feel like I'm working too hard, right? I hear I'm not meeting my financial goals. And I hear I need things to feel a little easier, right? And that's fantastic. I think those are great goals, right? And that is why I really firmly believe that when I hear somebody say I need passive income, really what I'm hearing is I need more income, and I need to do it in a way that is not going to make me work extremely hard. And there are ways to do that. So here are the questions that we're going to start looking at. So if you are finding yourself in a space where you're like, yeah, what I'm doing in my one-on-one lessons, the main income stream that I have in my business is not meeting my goals, here are some things to think about. Okay. So the first thing that we would probably sit down, right, and look at is, hey, let's identify those financial goals and the needs. How big of a gap are we talking about? What is it that we need to be able to close up? So let's say, oh, great. I see that Sara, I'm going to write down your name here because sometimes the Savvy Sara bot on Instagram is super weird. I see that Sara and Rachel are asking for that resource over on things. Okay, cool. So, back to the point. First thing, we need to identify the goals and needs. So, what are we talking about? Like, are you needing to bring in an extra $1,000 a month? Are you needing to bring in more? Maybe it's like, hey, I just need to be able to bring in more money over the summer months or things like that. So, we would sit down first. The first step is to sit down and take a look at your income. What does the revenue look like? Also, what are the expenses involved, right? So sit down, get comfy with crunching your numbers and things like that. And part of that process may involve, really visioning out like what what do you want to be able to do in your life? What do you want to be able to do in your business? Like if there are some really big business goals that you want to be able to achieve, things like I need to expand my space. I need to get a new instrument, right? Pianos are expensive. Although, side note, there's this like Yamaha Grand. There's this guy who like just died and he's like leaving this Yamaha Grand to people. Anybody else know what I'm referring to right there? How many times have you gotten that email? Sometimes it's not a Yamaha Grand though. Sometimes it's like a Bosendorfer or whatever that fancy piano name is called. If you've ever gotten one of those emails, let me know. I am endlessly entertained by them. Okay, so we are identifying like what are the business goals, what are the life goals, right? Do you have a kid that you need to start building their college education fund? Do you want to be able to take more family vacations? Like, are you working on a house renovation? Let's get clear on the money that needs to be brought in first and foremost. Get super clear, get some dollar figures, right? Love it. Great. So, like with Karen just sharing down below, she relies on her current piano income along with Social Security, but I will be 70 years old and have health issues. So what happens if I can no longer teach, right? Okay, so then it becomes, hey, we need to build that retirement fund. We need to be able to plan to retire and to stop working. So that's our first thing. Identify the numbers, get super duper clear on them. Then the question becomes, how quickly do these goals need to be met? Aw, the little Y's not pink. Oh, well. Okay, so how quickly do these goals need to be met? And why I ask this question, why we dig into this, is because if you were thinking about adding a new income stream as a way to meet a financial goal that needs to happen quickly, a new stream is likely not going to be your best answer. Now, if we are talking about a long-term goal and you are like, hey, I've done some research on things. I know that this product or service that I'm going to put out like has a market for it. We'll get into that section in a second. If you've done some of your due diligence and you've thought through starting that new income stream and you are also considering, hey, it may take me 6 months, a year, 3 years to meet the financial goal that I have with this new income stream, awesome. That's great. So again, let's get clear on the numbers. What are the needs? What are the goals? And then when do those goals need to be met? Okay, so we're going to get clear on the numbers and the time that you want this goal to be met. Everybody following along so far? Y'all are really quiet in the chat, and that makes me nervous. So make some noise and let me know that you're paying attention. Okay, moving along. After we look at those things, then we start examining the process of what are some different ways that we could make these goals work. And that may not be starting a new income stream. It may not be launching a new course for teachers. It may not be, I'm trying to think of launching a course. It may not be creating some type of an ebook, or it may not be digital resources if that's not already in your wheelhouse, right? It could be, and this is often the case when I'm working with clients, it could be that there are some big, brave steps that need to happen in order for the income stream to be boosted, your main income stream. So we look at what's happening with your lesson income, and we think about, okay, how could we meet this need by examining what's happening within that existing revenue stream and thinking about what are some of the shifts that might happen in order to boost that stream to help you meet your needs. And I know that that is something that a lot of teachers feel resistance around. And I just want to say, I am also that person who feels that resistance, right? So we're talking about, okay, making either shifts in the model of delivery, right? In the pricing structure. Now, I'm not talking about the price itself. We're going to talk about that too. But I'm talking about the way in which your lessons are packaged and sold. It could be making shifts there. That's one thing that can be helpful. Another thing is to think about, all right, hey, let's look at the pricing that we have in your studio. Is it allowing you to meet the financial needs that you have? And what adjustments can we make in order for your business to become more profitable? Because if a couple of things, right? If the pricing is too low for a variety of reasons, starting a new income stream is not going to be helpful, because if you are already at low pricing and you have a lot of students and you are working long hours, adding another income stream to that and then adding more working hours outside of the hours that you already have is going to be really stressful, right? And it's going to take a long time for that new income stream to start generating revenue. I just like to be honest about it, right? I don't think that telling people, hey, you should build an online course is a good thing for me as a coach, because that's not how I want to serve people. So we get really clear on, let's look at different ways that we could make this work. And this is like one of my favorite things to do with clients, because we sit down with this like crazy spreadsheet and we hash out all the possibilities. If you've ever done that with me, I bet there are some people who've done that with me here who are listening right now. We hash out all the possibilities. Like, okay, here's what happens if we change this pricing structure. Here's what happens if we did this in your business, if we made this tiny adjustment, maybe the lesson length, or maybe the number of lessons that are provided, etc. And then we also look at, what are ways that we can scale your business with the existing things? What are some upsells that could be added that aren't going to require a ton of time on your part, but that will really tap into the genius that you're able to provide for your clients? And then we would also examine, hey, let's take a look at those expenses. Are the expenses like really like out of whack? Right? Are you spending more in your business than you need to or should? I hate to say should, because we shouldn't should all over ourselves. I see that, hey there, wholehearted singer Amy is saying, I've done this with you. It's really helpful, right? And Susan saying that spreadsheet is crazy good. Thank you. Sometimes it just helps to get clear on the numbers. All right, so that's the first thing is to examine the income goals. Second thing is to think about how quickly do they need to be met. The third thing is to really get friendly with those numbers, sit down with that spreadsheet, and then start daydreaming, start identifying what are some different ways that we could meet those goals. And yes, in many cases, it will be, if you are somebody who has already started to create a new income stream, but you're not quite sure how to market it, it really isn't getting off the ground yet, it will be examining, let's project some numbers and then look at how would we get to those numbers. Okay, we have 2 more points to go over, and I know that I'm kind of going long here, so we're gonna chug along because I have some more really cool calls to run today. Okay, number 4. We're going to look at how does a new income stream fit into your current business model. So we've gone through the first 3 things, and we have discovered, let's say that we have discovered that yes, I do want to start a new income stream. It makes sense in the work that I've already put into this. It makes sense with the fact that we have already optimized that main income stream. We've done pretty much everything we can in order to make that revenue stream healthier. So then we think about, how does this new income stream fit? And I see that I've misspelled some things. Boom, we'll save that. Okay, how does it fit? And, depending on the person who's in front of me, we have, we get really clear on, is this something that is going to kind of complement what you're already doing with your main income stream? Is it something that's going to like help you scale? Like for instance, is this something that you're going to market to existing clients as like an add-on? Okay. Or is this something that is opening up a new avenue where you're going to be serving a different audience? So, a good example of this would be perhaps a teacher who you've been providing private lessons or even group lessons, doesn't matter. You've been teaching lessons to students, and now you're like, you know what? I've discovered over the years that I have this system that I use that is super effective in teaching students, and I want to be able to teach that to other teachers. That's a brand new market, right? It's a brand new audience. And so we want to think about how does that fit into your current business model and get real on, what are what are some of the things that might need to happen in order for you to get that income stream up and running. And one of the things that this is going to help us go into like the fifth item here. One of the things that we often discover is, okay, in order for you to get this income stream moving, there's some things that are going to have to change in your current model. So I'll use myself as an example, right? Okay, so I use my main income stream used to be working in my studio. And so I worked full time as a piano and a voice teacher. And then I decided over the years, and this was over a slow period of time, I am really passionate about helping teachers run better businesses. And so things needed to happen. And I sat down with multiple coaches over the years and had tough conversations around, hey, Sara, and if you want to, if Savvy Music Studio is the direction that you want to go and you want to build this new income stream, some things are going to happen. Like you are not going to be able to teach that many private students anymore. And so for me, it was a slow adjustment over time because that's how I wanted to work. But, we really have to get clear on how does it fit? How is it going to fit in 6 months? How is it going to fit in a year? How is it going to fit in 3 years? These types of questions. Okay, moving along here. Oh, I see a great comment from Laura. She said, I am very happy with the number of students I have. I would like to increase my income without adding to the time. I am scheduled to be working, but would be on board with working hours that can be scheduled when I want. Does that make sense? And then side note, like I am not a game developer guru like Julie Duda. And Julie's a great example of somebody who has added a new income stream to their existing business, and it complements her business really well. She was already creating games for her own students, and so to create a new income stream, being able to sell those games to other teachers, that made sense. It was something that really fit beautifully inside of her existing model, and then some adjustments needed to be made, right? Okay, let's see. Christina, you had a question here. Like, if we need more money, is it worth becoming a multi-teacher studio? I feel like that would cost money, but may also provide more teaching slots for highly coveted times. Okay, so this is a fantastic question. There are so many different things that need to happen in order to become a multi-teacher studio. Now, there's so many different types of models, right? We're asking questions around, are you going to have independent contractors? Are you going to have employees? Two totally different models, right? And then thinking around, okay, if I am going to open a multi-teacher studio, my role as owner is going to change. So I am going to need to be teaching less so that I can be managing more and marketing more. So it's a different model, right? Yes. Yeah, Julie saying, yeah, thank you. It is a lot of work. Exactly. And then the question becomes like, is this work that you're going to be passionate about, right? So the final thing that we're going to look at today is number 5. What are the investments in creation? What are the investments in marketing? So if we've gone through all of these questions and you're like, okay, I know that this is something that I'm super passionate about. I feel drawn to it in my life. This is part of my life's work. this fits in with the vision that I have for the person that I want to be and the change and the difference that I want to make in the world. Then we start examining, okay, what is this actually going to look like? And I know that that's all of this sounds like, let's be honest, like super not like fun. Because we think about, okay, starting a new income stream, like why would I work with a coach? Because I want that person to like help me make the things and all that stuff. And that's the exciting part. Yes, that is the exciting part. I understand. And I support that exciting part. However, I want to make sure that that exciting part, all that time that you're spending in creating something, in in ideating something, is going to be time well spent. And so that's why we spend, a lot of effort on our parts figuring out what are the investments that are going to need to be made. Not just in terms of like the time that you actually create it, right? What about the money that's involved in creating it? What's about the time and money involved in the marketing process? Now, I know that sounds a little bit scary, but I promise, like, it's totally doable, but we just need to get familiar with it. It comes back to what I mentioned earlier today. I want you to think of starting a new income stream as something that's happening in the physical world. Because when we look at starting an online income stream, right, we think of it as kind of passive, and we often don't consider the costs involved. Most of the costs of the time and money costs are going to be involved with marketing. Because if it's a brand new stream and it's a brand new audience, then we have to spend time to find that audience, to gain the trust of that audience, to nurture that audience, to know how to have conversations, to move people along in the sales process, right? Are those doable? 100%. What isn't doable is thinking that we can create something and just make a couple posts about it on the internet or slap it up on our website and expect sales to happen. Because there might be a bunch of people out there that you see and you're like, oh man, they must be so successful because they have they have a beautiful website. They have these things on their website that I can purchase. But what you're not seeing is that actually translating into sales? Is it actually translating into revenue? Do they have a marketing plan in place? And that is why I'm really passionate about being real about this, right? About what to know before you start considering diversifying your income. Yes, right? And if you need a website, it can be a lot of money. And not all income streams actually do require us to have websites that tie into that, which is a really good point. Brandon says from YouTube, different state laws are messing with that option. Okay, yes. Okay, this is in response to the question that Christina posed about, like, is it if we need more money, is it smart to start a multi-teacher studio? And with the answer that I said, are you going to the people that you bring on, the teachers, are they going to be independent contractors, aka gig workers, or are they going to be employees? Please research California AB5. I think it's really important to be familiar with this because I have a feeling that California is not going to be the only state who starts passing laws like this, right? So it's good to be very clear around what are the actual laws around starting this, a business like this, and what are the things that I can and cannot do as a multi-teacher studio owner who has people working for me. It's just good to know, right? Okay. We're going to wrap it up. I'm going to do a quick recap here in just a second. But before I do that, I do want to say, I hope that I haven't scared y'all away from getting passionate about what you want to do in the universe, right? If you are feeling a strong calling about starting a new type of business because you know that you have something special, you have skills, you have ideas that are going to help people become better musicians, better teachers, better humans, and you have started working on that, I don't want all of this information to scare you. I just want it to empower you, right? So let's do our recap. But before we do that, if you would like to get the notes from today, please put the word stream down below and we will get those out to you. And if you or are wanting to know, like, is this idea that I have viable? Is this something that I could build? And you need someone to help you figure that out? Drop me a line. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so let's get into the recap. Here we go, here we go, here we go. We're going to do this nice and fast. Y'all ready? If you enjoyed today's broadcast, give me some of these hearts, hit those heart buttons, hit those thumbs up. If you think that a music teacher could benefit from listening in on the replay of this conversation, or if you have a group of music teachers that could benefit from this conversation, please do me a favor and let them know about this, right? One of the best ways that you can show your appreciation here for all of these free resources that we put together here at Savvy Music Studio each week is to spread the word. All right, so let people know about this. Here, let's get to our recap. And here we go. So, as a business coach for music teachers, I have a lot of people who come to me with the idea of, hey, I want to create a passive income stream in my business. Totally get it. It's very desirable to be able to break free from the K through 12 after school hours. But before we think about a passive income stream, I just want to say one thing. Passive income is a lie. Ooh, sorry, I said it. So here's the deal. What I'm actually hearing when somebody says, hey, I want to make passive income is I need to make more income and I want to figure out ways to do that. So here are 5 things to keep in mind if you are thinking to yourself, yes, I do need to increase the income in my music business. And these answers are not always, I need to create another income stream. The first thing that I want you to think about is this. What are your financial goals and needs? Talking about in your life and in your business. Get really clear on the money that you actually need to bring in and get a dollar figure. It does not count to just say more. We need to know exactly what we're looking at, right? The second thing is to ask the question, how quickly do I need to make this financial goal? Is this something that needs to be like, whoa, like now, today? Is it something that has to happen 6 months from now? Is this like a, hey, I'm looking down the road and thinking about retirement, or I'm thinking about, funding a college education for my kids, and that's something that's more long term. Let's put a time frame on in it and get clear on like how quickly this needs to happen. The third thing to think about, once we've examined those, we ask the question, what can you do to meet that income need? Does it actually involve adding another income stream, or does it mean we need to examine the current income stream and figure out what are ways that we can boost this stream, make it healthier, and help you create the income that you need with the current stream that you have? Fourth thing is, hey, if we discovered, yes, 100%, it is time to add a new income stream into the business, then it's time to examine how does that income stream actually fit into the model that you currently have? Is it complementing what you're already offering people? Is it going to be to the same audience that you are already working with, or is it going to be a new audience, a new market? So we need to figure out how is it going to fit into the business. And the fifth thing that we want to examine is to think about what are the time and money investments involved in this new income stream, in the creation of things, in the marketing of things, in the sustaining of things down the line. If we can examine those things, then we are much more likely to create an income stream that is going to be, 1, successful, and 2, something that actually makes you happy, right? And isn't going to like make you want to tear your hair out at the end of the day. So if you need help with coming through those questions in your business and you've got an idea for a new income stream in your music studio, drop the word stream down below and I will reach out to you with the notes from today. And if you'd like to have a conversation about how we might work together, that would be our first step. All right, that is all for today. Thank you so much. Whew. We will be back next week. And in the meantime, stay savvy and stay you, because you are an amazing teacher and there's no one in the world quite like you. And I think that you are pretty dang awesome. Thank you for being here, everyone. We will see you next time.